At Mercy Veterinary Hospital, we treat your pets like family. From the moment you walk in, you're greeted with a smile and a compassionate team. Our experienced technicians handle your pets with the care they deserve, and our veterinarians truly listen, advocate for your pet's health, and provide expert medical care. We offer everything from routine wellness and vaccines to internal medicine, soft tissue and orthopedic surgery, spays and neuters, dental procedures, and breeding support. Mercy Veterinary Hospital, compassionate care, expert medicine, and a team who truly cares. Call us today or visit our office.
Come on. We will win. Yes, sir. Because we will hit all game. Yes, sir. We are motivated. Yes, sir. We are dedicated. Yes, sir. Come on now. Yes, come on now. Yes. We will win because we are the best on the field. And we hit the field like all day light, all night light, on the blue light, offense light, defense light, his squad light, house call light, and it sound light, and it sound light, and it sound light.
18 wheels grinding, I'm a beast unleashed. Every load I haul, that's a war I breach. Through the rain, through the storm, through the midnight ride. I ain't stopping till the stars burn bright. Don't tell my tale. Haters on my name, but I'm built for the road. I don't play no games. From the dirt lot hustlers to the kingpin crown. We rise up strong, we never back down. Never back down, never give in. Diesel in my blood, this is how we win. Road gets rough, I still roll proud. 10 and my thunder screaming loud. Don't give in. Diesel in my blood, this is how we win. Road gets rough, I still roll proud. 10 and my thunder screaming loud. White lines long, but my wheels still longer. Loads get heavy, but my soul grows strong. Every curve, every grade, every mountain climb. I'm the outlaw king till the end of time. Heart on fire, engine roaring loud. This is my life, this is my vow. Ain't no quit, no turning around. Trucker stand tall, we never back down. Never back down.
Welcome to Inside Raider Nation, live from REDHORN Brewery and Roastery. I'm Sonny Zepeda, host of Inside Raider Nation, and we are going to do things a little bit different tonight. We want to first thank our sponsors above bringing you Rouse Raider football this 2025 season, also Inside Raider Nation. We have to thank our host, REDHORN Brewery and Roastery, for hosting Inside Raider Nation again this season. We also have to thank Lone Star Paving, Mercy Veterinary Hospital Pet Resort, ROI Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Whitestone Fine Jewelry, Hargrove Roofing and Construction, Culver's, Raising Cane's, Sewell Jaguar Land Rover, Mode Design Company, Spencer Wheelwright, Dave's Ultimate Automotive, Joris General Contractors, Carlson Law Firm, Cedar Park Toyota, 22 Yards Austin, 911 Pool Care, Southside Barbecue, also Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, and the academic sponsor Grand Donuts. And I believe the linebackers got that this week, so they broke the streak of the receivers and the defensive line. I think they got it 2 weeks in a row for each one of those groups. And again, we want to thank REDHORN for hosting. We got a lot to go over tonight. 70-7 victory for the Raiders against Chaparral. Lots of records broken that night. Most points scored in a game for the Raiders. And they now have set the record of most negative yards allowed on the defensive side, negative 28 overall, and that's total offense. against an opponent. So, again, some more records broken, and those will come more at the end of the season. We'll recognize those individual records at the banquet. We were able to sit with Coach Mann this morning and talk to him and kind of get his take and on the victory, and kind of a lot of valuable playing time for the guys that have been putting in the work and just not able to get that. We'll see if we can play that interview for you right now. All right, here with Coach Mann. Coach, we're doing this a little bit differently this week, Coach's Show. We're going to talk about the big win, though, 70-7 against Chaparral. I don't know in the history of Rouse football that I believe that's a record, 70 points against an opponent, and then hold them to negative 28 yards. We're going to have to dig in the archives a little bit for that one, but Coach,
I think it's pretty safe to say those are records.
A lot of records broken that night. And, you know, the biggest thing I think, and, you know, thinking about your perspective is you got to see some kids come in and get some valuable playing time. It wasn't trash time. It was literally in the first half before halftime and then the whole second half. And you got to see some kids really shine and step up, and that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, that's probably we started outside the one kickoff that we gave up for a touchdown. I was really proud overall how we started. We started fast and focused. Took care of the ball, executed on our assignments, and, you know, put them in some tough positions. Ethan Wallace was flying around. They didn't have an answer for him up front all night, you know, along with their defense line. We have gotten slowly, steadily better throughout this process. And, you know, we put our secondary guys in great positions to make plays. And so we were able to get a ton of stops. We were able to get great field position. I thought our punt return unit did a great job of fielding the ball, got us getting some good returns that gave us some short fields. And then offensively, I mean, what we've been able to do all year, we just did it at a high level fast. And, you know, it was good to see, you know, our guys operate like that. But then, like you said, be able to see guys like Chase Witten, Josh Park, Isaiah, you know, and then several key offensive linemen get in and get a lot of reps along with the other receivers. We kind of expected that. But it was good on the defense side, you know, getting guys back healthy like Dylan White. He was kind of sophomore, we thought, earlier in the year would, you know, factor in on some of our plans and stuff, and just unfortunately hadn't been healthy, and now he's starting to come back, and you definitely could see him flying around on the field, guys like Malesic, Naveau, Don Monar with a lot of our defensive linemen, but then Cam Smith on the secondary side, along with Jacob Stoops, Mark Hafner getting in. I mean, like, those guys got some valuable reps that is going to help carry our depth, and it makes it a lot easier too, you know, when you're going through practice and stuff, when you get in the game and you get to play some and get to feel that opportunity finally come your way.
Yeah, and a lot of records broken. I know most pass completions in a season by London, which if you're breaking Mason Short's records, that's pretty impressive in itself. But again, lots of records, and I know those are individual records, but I think the biggest thing is to get back on track this week, and you guys, or last week, and you guys did that in preparation for, you know, what's coming up. Because again, a confidence builder like that definitely bleeds over into the next week, and you know, I think that's going to be beneficial for these guys coming into this week's game.
Yeah, we've played, you know, that stretch, the 4 games we had before the Chaparral game was so tough, and we've played really good football in moments and in spots, just not collectively all together. And I really thought that second half of the Georgetown game was a big switch for us, and you kind of see the trust, and it's kind of, I felt like the guys finally let go of some of the pressure that they were stacking on themselves and just got back to playing for each other and not chasing accolades or worrying about what's going to happen next, and just focusing on the game and letting each play be its best. And I thought our coaching staff did a good job of getting them mentally prepared for that. And so, you know, that carried over to the Chaparral game, and they went in with that same mentality, that same approach, and we kind of seen it throughout the course of practice this week. So that's going to be key for us these next 3 weeks. I mean, we got some really 3 tough outs still to come with 2 rivalry games and a big, out of nowhere coming Eastview team that has been shocking a lot of people. So it's going to take us to stay focused and focus on our task. And, you know, this week's going to be tough with Leander.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the playoff picture here in our last segment. But, again, you know, everybody, you know, there's a lot of things that need to happen or could happen. Or we're still at that point, Coach, where it's still kind of some muddy water. There is a little bit of clarity if certain scenarios happen. But, again, you know, the run of 5 consecutive seasons in the playoffs, you're looking for number 6, always, right?
Always.
To meet that standard, that expectation. But again,
it's about the game that's in front of you. I know you say that each and every week. Each day it presents its own problems. You can't worry about tomorrow because those are different problems. But I think that's the thing that, from this game that you look at is like these guys just concentrated on playing the game. And the biggest thing that you saw was the smiles. And that takes care of a lot of those problems, when you're winning that big. But and it wasn't the celebratory, in-your-face type celebrations. It was, I'm happy that you did so well because you've been working hard. And I think that's what Phil said, is these guys deserve this because they've been putting in the time at practice too. And for them to get those game reps, it was so meaningful for them to now kind of put it to good use, I guess, if you say.
No, 100%. I mean, this game is so hard. You practice more hours than you will ever do in playing. And, you get 4 to 5 seconds per play, if you're, maybe 8 if you're lucky. And if you only stack 10 or 12 of those, well, that's barely a minute, right? So you've got to be able to practice for hours for minutes of playing time. And that's not easy to do. And you never know if we didn't punt one time. So those guys that usually get some reps didn't even get those reps this week. You just don't know when those moments are going to come or not come. And that's why this game also teaches you to be ready for those moments. And then sometimes it's kind of the reflection of life, And so our guys have done such a good job. I mean, I'm really proud of the way they show up and work. And, that joy, London was, there celebrating for every moment with Chase and the running backs cheering on Park and Isaiah, and when a new guy went in, everybody got excited for him going in. And so that was really meaningful and impactful. And for them to go in and execute at the level we did, I mean, we've been there before where we've gone in and start putting in some other guys and start putting the 2s or 3s in, and it's like, oh, bad snap, this falls off, this is not here, we have to punt now, and you got to get new guys organized for punt team, where we just kept clicking and driving. And I never liked to, the goal wasn't to score 70, but at the same time, I'm like, no, we're going to let our guys operate our offense, though. They need the reps too. They've earned that right in practice. And now, we did call certain levels off at certain points, but it's a credit to those guys and how hard they worked and the way they finished that game.
Yeah, overall, just a great performance. 70-7 victory. Puts you in the win column in district. You got 3 games left, and we'll talk about Leander coming up in our next segment. But, Coach, we'll move on, and we'll take a break. We'll come back with more Inside Raider Nation right after this. Welcome back to Inside Raider Nation, and hearing from Coach Mann. We're able to hear it live here at the REDHORN, but hopefully you at home were able to tune in. And so we recruited a couple of captains. These guys love to talk. Reed has gotten a shout-out every week, so we thought let's just bring him up, and let's talk a little bit of defensive highlights. Yeah. And, we only had, how many 9 defensive plays did you guys have?
21.
We know you only had
6.
Yeah. Overall,
total, we had 29 plays.
29 plays. Get that mic in front of your mouth. We want to hear you.
There we go.
You're going to break down the film now.
All right.
So we're going to go over these highlights, all right? And we're going to show the highlights here. We'll talk about them a little bit. Obviously, negative 28 yards total offense.
Yes, sir.
That's a good record
Yeah.
to set. Mm-hmm. But, again, when your team is just doing what they're doing, right, it's just, yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't give up the kickoff return for the touchdown. It's probably 77-0.
Yeah, sir.
You think so?
I believe so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And even the guys that came in and gave you guys a spell in defensive line, linebacking core, some of those young guys stepped up.
Oh, yeah.
And kept it. There wasn't a drop off. So, Coach Mann and I talked about that. Usually there's a little bit of a drop off, but there wasn't a drop off. And so that's good to see. Those guys getting valuable playing time. It wasn't the fourth quarter trash time. It was actually they got a whole half in, which is really valuable because now they're getting ready for this next game against Leander, and we'll talk about that a little bit. No bulletin board material, Tyler. We don't need any of that because, there are a lot of people that watch this and record it and put it on the internet and make memes and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we're just going to keep it general, right? I can do the trash talking, not for you guys. Okay? Perfect. We'll see if we can go through those highlights. We'll start with, obviously, defense first. That's the reason I brought these two guys up. And
we'll look at these. Good end zone view here. Talk a little bit about it. Tyler, you good? Yep. That's you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the
Yeah.
first play.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, just getting to the football right there. Ethan Wallace tackle for a loss there. And then they tried to pass the ball a little bit.
That did not work.
Yeah, getting some pressure there in the face, Tyler in the face, but then Tyler Simpson on the back
Great
end.
coverage.
Again, what you're taught as a DB, right? Can't get the ball, go from their hands, and he did a good job there. This one, I don't know that if I'm that quarterback, then he was probably not feeling good the next day. He got a lot of this pressure. Grayson Simpson overrunning. Lincoln almost had him there. Of course, he's playing with a little bit of a sore shoulder as well.
That was funny in film.
Yeah.
Just watching him whiff like that was hilarious this
You
morning.
give him a hard time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you did. And then this one. We got to talk about this one, Reed.
Oh, God.
Here it is. Okay. We kind of miss it there a little bit.
I know.
What was said between you and Liam?
Well, I didn't even know Liam
He
was
was there.
there, that it happened. That was him. So I got up and I was like, come on. Coach was saying that I robbed him of his 3rd pick of the season, but he robbed me of my first.
But first, yeah. You got
I
it
was
later,
there.
right?
Yeah.
As Adrian gets another sack. And again, when you're leading by so many points, you can just pin your ears back and you can kind of play. Again, Ethan had a great game filling in the linebacker position, but he's able to do that because there's 2 guys taking on 4 blockers, basically.
Yep.
Gets him there and using a little bit of that strength, right, you learned from wrestling. And then this one, I just have to ask the celebration. Okay, here it comes. Falls on it. Ethan almost got that one, but the celebration, we didn't get to see it there. Was that pre-planned?
It was not. That was in the moment.
Spur of the
and
moment.
I was very excited. Wanted to show that excitement.
And again, quarterback just not having any time to do a whole lot of anything. And then here's one of the, again, a bright spot, punt return, getting positive yardage.
Yeah.
Here's one of the things. You see Peter there, and now you see Big Reed there getting some block on the outside, just enough to free him up.
Yes, sir.
And, this young sophomore doing his thing, getting out there, right?
Always, yeah.
Yeah. So we can, and then the next one. Big Ike says, I'm going to kick it towards the uprights. We thought, actually, you had Phil fooled that we thought he was going to try to kick it through the goalpost.
I thought it as well. I had no idea this was coming.
But then I'm thinking, oh, why don't you
got
just
Luke
kick it
Fallis
there?
coming in there.
Yeah, I mean, that
came out of
is
nowhere.
left wide open.
Played it perfectly.
And a
yeah.
great onside kick. We can pause it there. What do you guys think defensively overall? How's that going to help coming in now into Leander, which is a pretty basic team, right? They don't have a lot of exotic formations. They're not Rouse on offense. What's it going to take for you guys to be successful and hopefully get another shutout, keep that streak going?
Yeah, I mean, coming after this game and looking at Leander, Killeen and Leander have pretty similar offenses, similar formations and sets. And despite Killeen's personnel or how they performed, like that game showed that if we execute what we plan to do, our game plan for the week, as long as we can stay on our assignments, then we can shut down any play. It's just like whatever we do in practice, it's working, and then we execute it the exact same way perfectly in the game. And that it just shows like it's not really a matter of, the talent, but it's execution and like game planning for it. And I think we can definitely come out this week against Leander and show that again.
Probably tired of hearing Tyler read your keys.
Yeah,
Right.
that's-
And that's going to be the biggest thing, right?
It always is.
And eye
Every week.
discipline, right? Because they're going to do a lot of RPOs, zone reads, things like that. So that's going to be key that you don't start chasing the backfield.
Yeah.
As they say, right? You keep your eyes where you're supposed to be. That's probably the hardest thing to do, right? It's either controlling the gap or being on the move.
Yeah.
Which one do you like better? Being on the move, stunts?
Yeah, probably that. You're not really you get to choose where you're going sometimes on that, where you can pick to go in a double team, which you don't want to do that,
Yeah.
or you can just take the easy route, which is so much better.
Yeah.
And just
Someone
get double
can
team the whole game.
quarterback, right? Don't
Yeah.
run past them like Lincoln did,
Yeah,
right?
don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. And that's one of the things. Well, we appreciate you guys stepping up here. Yeah, joining and watching the highlights. And we're going to talk to you guys again. We'll talk to some other players here in just a minute. But we're going to bring up a couple of the offensive guys. We'll see if Mr. Robarski wants to come up and break down some of these offensive plays, him and Ernesto. So we'll get a couple of the senior offensive linemen come up. Guys, we appreciate your time. Shout-outs. Let you get a shout-out.
I'll shout out Reed, of course, and then my parents, Don back there. He's actually listening this time.
He's actually listening.
I know, it's surprising. And I guess the big guy's coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for now, shout out these 2 guys that are coming up. The O-line this week had a great game. Allowed London to stay in the pocket and get the ball out. So thanks for them this past week. And thanks to all the fans and parents that come out to support on the Mondays and on the Fridays.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate them. Appreciate Reed and
Trims.
Tyler.
Tony Trims, too.
Oh, yeah,
Tony,
fresh fade. Shout out my barber, Tony.
Tony, Tony Reyes. He'll be up here soon enough. We'll get to talk to him a little bit. So we'll talk to Tony. We'll bring the offensive line guys that sell tickets. You guys are the ones who win championships on the defensive side. These guys sell tickets, so we're going to bring them up. We'll see how well they break down some of these highlights from that big win. Appreciate you guys.
Of course. Thank you.
So we'll bring up a couple of the other players. Just give these guys some face time. Getting close to the end of the season. 3 games left as we got Leander, Eastview, and Glenn. So now joining me, Ernesto Ramirez and Daniel Rybarski. All right, I'm going to break it down just like you did in the film room. Probably not as harsh. Okay, so we don't want to call anybody out. Don't make too much fun of anybody. Okay, unless it's yourself. But, that's up to you. We'll see if we can't get back to watching the highlights here. Obviously, after the onside kick, now it's the offense's turn. And I like this angle for one reason. What do you think it is? You can see those pancake blocks, and you can see how well that hole opened up by you guys, right?
Sure.
Especially on that right side. Talk a little bit about this play here. This was a little he's got to have some time, right? They're bringing some pressure. Got to get it out to the receivers. Main thing is what? Giving him a good, clean pocket, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But now we get to do a little bit of run blocking here, right? Which is your favorite? Actually, pass. Okay. And then Tony gets into the end zone. Good block downfield by Auburn Davis. And then again, we asked you guys after the game, pass block, run block, and you guys said the run block. Favorite, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Just go pancake people?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay. And some other things. What are you doing here? When you see these receivers running downfield, you're like, I got a long way to go, or are you getting excited, trying to get down there and celebrate, right?
Yes, sir.
Mix of both. Mix of both.
Mix of both. It depends how tired you are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if London scrambles around the pocket like he does here. Like, that's probably one of the hardest things to do, right? A tight window, he fits it in. Why? And probably explain to people why that's so hard when the quarterback's scrambling like that.
Because necessarily you can't tell where he's going. Like, if you're blocking, you don't know when to stop blocking, and like sometimes he'll like whiff and he'll be just right there. And
yeah. So it's hard not to, because you could be turning the guy, London runs that way, and then now looks like you're holding him, right?
Yeah, 100%. You have your back turned to the quarterback. Like as a tackle, I think I can run this hoop around him, keep London in this circle of a pocket, and when he starts running out of that circle, it gets difficult.
Yeah. Cohen May there with the touchdown pass, and then you see QB2 come in. You guys, good thing is to see those guys that were number 2s, right, come in, and the level didn't drop off there. Those guys doing well. Nice celebration there, Rybarski. Didn't want to go and celebrate in the end zone. That's okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
it's pretty far away.
It's a long way to go.
Pretty
man.
far away. And then we get back to the run block, and here that's just big Josh Park doing his thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Creating some holes there. And then we also got to see, we have to give Ike a little bit of credit here. Hangs on to this one and then still trying to run to that end zone. I think he was trying to get in from there.
100%.
Right?
He reminded me of prime George Kittle back that
There you
2019
go.
season.
Ooh, George Kittle shout out. There you go. I'm just worried that if he does get in the end zone again, that his celebration is not going to be ready. And
Yeah.
I think it caught him by surprise the week that he caught the touchdown pass. He was like, "What do I do?" All
Yeah,
right.
more of a run blocking tight end,
Yeah. And let's see what this one is. I believe this one is Isaiah, young sophomore in the backfield, right? Getting him some good time.
Get that first touchdown of the season, right?
Yeah, but again, you see Dial, you see Miller in there and open up the hole, and that's what you like to see, right?
Oh,
Michael
yeah.
Dial there. That's the reason I like this angle.
Yeah.
Then you get to see that, right? See that blocking up front. And then again here, this was late in the game, but this is some of the 2s. What do you see there that maybe you could do a little bit better? Anything? Don't be too critical. It's got to be quick.
I think they're just doing the best they can. They're going
Yeah.
out there operating. It's a difficult environment to be in.
You guys are being way too nice. Way too nice. But again, good move there by Josh Park getting down the field. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, a little. I thought the stiff arm was going to come out, Josh, but maybe not. You saving that? Yeah, he's saving it for Leander, I guess. Then he goes again. He says, I'm going into the end zone. This was late in the game. I really thought, he takes a little hit there at the end. but he got in the end zone. That's all that matters, right?
Yes,
So,
sir.
again, appreciate you guys joining us here and going through some of the highlights. But maybe give us one thing that most people don't understand about your roles in offensive lineman. What do you think one thing is they may not understand?
Maybe how important it is. Like
Okay.
people mainly look at like quarterbacks and receivers like dropping balls, like not good throws. But if like the O-line messes up at all, then that just messes up the quarterback's head. Like I don't know, it can mess him up.
Okay. What do you think, Ernesto?
Another thing is you have to be an athlete out there. May not look the part, right? But you can't just be out there and take up a bunch of space. Got to be an athlete, move around with these skinny defensive linemen.
Yeah, because not always skinny. Some of them are pretty big, right? Big and
Yeah,
strong. So
Tyler.
again, it takes a little bit of both, right, to be athletic, right? You gotta be able to move your feet.
100%.
Key is moving your feet. How has it been transitioning from Coach Hayhurst, who's now just straight to offensive coordinator, to Coach Noble, who is a Rouse alum? He was an All-American center at U of H, right? Now him coming in. Has it changed anything?
It's definitely a little different. A lot
Yeah.
more, I'll say, calmer.
Calmer? Okay.
Yeah, not getting yelled at as much.
Oh, well, we'll talk to Coach Noble about that, see if he
Yeah.
doesn't yell. What do you think, Ernesto? Anything change?
There was definitely a transition period. They have very different coaching styles. Coach Ahurst is
Old school.
more old school, right? More
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in your face and yell at you, and like you're gonna fix this, and I know you're better than this. And Coach Noble takes a different approach to it, and it took some getting used to. But they're both great O-line coaches, and
Yeah.
how to play under either of them.
Yeah, probably two of the best in the state of Texas, both those guys.
100%.
Coach Hayhurst played at Oklahoma State, and then Coach Noble played at U of H. So,
Definitely.
again, definitely very blessed to be coached by those two guys. And then, Coach, you probably like Coach Noble because he gave you ice cream after the game.
Yeah.
That was one. Yeah, he's getting those brownie
Yeah,
points
man,
for sure.
it's getting points up,
Yeah, put him right above Coach Hayhurst, didn't it? Yeah, it did.
Maybe like
Maybe just a little
a
bit.
little
Not
closer.
too
He's
much.
getting close.
Yeah.
He's getting close.
Getting closer.
Getting closer. Well, that's all that matters. All right, before we let you guys go, any shout-outs?
I'll have to shout out my parents and then the D line for giving us a good look during practice and helping us be able to get a good look for the game. And that's about it.
Fan club, the Robarski fan club.
Oh
You
yeah,
have
them
one?
too.
Yeah,
Definitely.
all three of them.
4.
Okay. Three are one's your brother, and then mom and dad, and then
Tyler Miller.
Tyler Miller. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Tyler Miller's president. Yeah. All right, Ernesto, any shout-outs you got?
Definitely my family for always supporting me. And then the running backs making us look good.
Yeah.
Right? My blocking would be useless if it wasn't for the running backs. So.
Yeah. So they do their thing. Yeah.
Second that.
There you go. All right. We appreciate you guys joining us here on Inside Raider Nation. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We're going to talk to that guy that we've been talking about, all the running backs. We're going to talk to Coach David, the running backs coach for the Rouse Raiders. And we'll come back right after this short break. More Inside Raider Nation right after this. Welcome back to Inside Raider Nation, live from REDHORN Brewery and Roastery. I have with me Coach Drew David, the running backs coach for the Rouse Raiders. Coach, how are you tonight?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. He is ready to go. He was here bright and early. He had his, you didn't have coffee, did you?
Nah, just DP.
Yeah, stick with the basics, right? Coach, this second year at Rouse.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay. If somebody was to ask you, Rouse Raider football, give me a couple of words that describe Rouse Raider football.
Fast pace, explosive, get our playmakers in space, just air raid, a lot of offensive production, air it out. You know, if you're an offensive skill position player, very, how can I put this, fun to play in.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, a little bit different. Now, we have seen some high formation, quarterback under center. We saw that in this game. We've seen that throughout the season. That's old school. That's like 1985. That's way before you were born, probably.
It's kind of the way football was meant to be played. So it's kind of, you got to have a little bit of that in your offense, right? Especially as a running back coach. We like that. We like to run downhill.
Yeah, well, you got two running backs back there. I can give it to either one. I think one of them, it was the touchdown pass, right? That Chase threw. First pass out there, a little play action, got Josh out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just old school.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Downhill play action, and then,
yeah. So,
throw it out to the fullback leaking out in the end zone. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and of course Phil and I are like, that's 1985. That reminds me of the good old days and seeing two running backs, quarterback under center. You don't see that a whole lot these days, and everybody's offense is shotgun and RPOs and zone reads and all that other stuff. But getting back to basics, to me, that's football. Let's grind it out.
It makes more sense, though, right? When you're that close, why do you want to snap the ball back 5 yards when you can just...
I've been saying that. And, of course, I'm glad Coach Noble and Coach Boswell finally saw my sign where I said, throw it to the tight end. He's open. And what happened? He was open. He got his touchdown. I think, but we have to figure out a way to get Logan a touch. He ran it. I saw him running a route, and I think, we're going to find him, and it didn't happen. And so, but Ike's doing well. Ike hung on to the football, and we'll work on a celebration a little bit in the end zone. That's all we got to work.
Yeah, there's some friendly competition going on there for sure.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Between the underclassmen and the senior. So, you have a very talented running back room. Talk a little bit about those guys and kind of the future, but also kind of the leadership in that room with Tony, who, I mean, a luxury to have somebody like that with so much experience coming in and leading these underclassmen.
Yeah, absolutely. Tony's kind of the solidifying force, with that position group. He's a 3-year starter. He's a quiet leader, but how can I put this? He's a exceptional leader. He leads by example, and then, he backs it up with his production on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I said, he's really good in every facet of the game. He's, obviously a great runner, great in the passing game, and just an elite blocker. So he kind of sets the tone for the entire running back, or basically our position group. And so he's a good guy to follow, and basically he's, what right looks like. And then, like I said, you got a bunch of young guys coming up that can kind of, follow and trace, on his leadership.
Yeah, I mean, it's very deep as far as running backs, even down at the JV and the freshman level. Mm-hmm. You're starting to see that. But, when you see those guys like Tony, who's been around a while and setting that example and that standard, it's like any room that you have where you have a good senior leadership, it helps you out for next year and the year after, because now that's the standard. Mm-hmm. There's no exception to the rule. Like, this is just what we do.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
There's no give or take, and that's just the way it is. And they step up to that. One of the things that Phil and I talk about a lot is the backs out of the backfield, being able to catch the football. Mm-hmm. That is so key in this style of offense that we're playing in now. But also, too, you alluded to it, is being able to step up and take on those blockers, right? And being able to block when they're blitzing, that's so important as well in this offense.
Yeah, because the passing game is obviously it's a big part of what we do, and so obviously we want to get guys out and in the passing game, but we need to stay in and protect. And when we got any sort of inside blitzes off the edges, things like that, it's basically our responsibility to pick those up and keep London on his feet. And so this year our guys have done a great job. Like I said, Tony does a really good job of kind of setting the tone with that, and all these guys have again kind of embraced that. But again, that's we kind of demand some of that physicality that comes with the position.
Yeah, for sure. One of the other things, Coach, what's other sports that you coach? Baseball guy, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Love them both.
Love them both.
Yep, yes, sir.
Okay, if you had to choose.
Oh, you're putting me to the. It's football season, so football.
Absolutely. See, I was going to, now, in the spring, it's baseball.
It's baseball season,
100%.
yeah.
All right, baseball playoffs. Are you watching those? Do you see the highlights? Is there a team? Your team's still in it?
My team's out. I like the Rangers and
Okay.
the Sox, so my teams are out. But yeah, we got Game 7 tonight. Doesn't get better than that.
Yeah. That's the only time I watch it. Game 7, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, and then I'm turning it on. That's just me. I'm not a baseball guy, so that's kind of where I always.
Though, it'll be a good one.
Yeah, I always give baseball guys a hard time. To me, it's organized rest, right? If I'm in the outfield and I got a good pitcher, he throws 9 pitches, and I go sit back in the dugout. So I'm just really sitting most of the time. It doesn't always work out that way. I understand that, but just give you a hard time. So other sports that you like to watch besides baseball and football, is there any other sports you're like, oh, I like to watch synchronized swimming or, something like that?
Nah, I grew up like most of us did. Whatever season was in, I was playing it, and so it's kind of the same thing. When it's football season, I'm watching football. When it's basketball season, I'm watching basketball, and baseball season, I'm watching baseball. So I like all those three. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I used to like tennis, but
Yeah.
there's not any. I don't know, like Wimbledon and the U.S. Open used to be big. There used to be rivalries, though.
Yeah, they're not anymore because you get lost in like, who is that? You don't even recognize the names anymore, right?
Yeah, so I just stick to the 3 big ones, I guess now. So
Okay. If you could eat one food for every meal for the rest of your life, which would it be?
chicken fried steak. I don't know how.
Chicken
Yeah,
fried-
my waistline probably wouldn't like it, but yeah,
Wow.
chicken
Yeah.
fried steak. Yeah.
Man, I know I ask all these food questions, and it just makes me hungry, so I can tell you that I'm kind of getting hungry too. If you were stranded on a deserted island, let's say you're pick somebody in the coaching office, who would you want it to be?
Does that have to be just one?
Yeah, just one. You're going to pick. I'd probably go with one. I'll tell you my pick.
It's gonna. I don't mind get heckled for this, but I'm gonna go with Coach Crimp. Apparently, he's a good chef.
Oh, okay.
So I can go out and I'll hunt it and
then
he'll cook it. So I
Okay.
think we'll go that route.
I was gonna go-
That's what he says. So I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, so it's a challenge. We'll see if we can get Coach Crimp to cook in the spring. We'll see how good a cook he is. I was going to go with Coach Hayhurst. He's an outdoor guy.
Well, that's
He's
what I was
pretty creative. He's pretty resourceful.
If I could have got two, I
They
would have
would've
went
been
with him.
those
Yeah,
two?
me and him can go hunt it, and Coach Crimp can cook it. So,
Cook it, and then
yeah.
you just I'm going to be stranded all the time. Let's see. Would you rather be able to not use YouTube or Netflix? And we're asking a coach who has so much time to watch either one of them, right? Between
I probably I could. I don't think I can go without YouTube TV because it has most of the sports stuff on
Yeah.
it. So
I was gonna say.
Netflix will perhaps take a back seat.
Yeah. Would you rather live without music or movies? Ooh.
Probably say movies, because if
Yeah.
I'm running, working out, or just outdoor stuff, I can. Yeah,
The
so I'd have to
music's
go
always
movies
playing.
there. Yeah.
What's on your playlist? Go-to playlist for game day, whether it's baseball or football.
Baseball, probably like. I'm trying to think.
Seem like a country guy.
Yeah,
Country
but
music.
I go through phases. I would say actually this year it's Tool. Believe it or
Really?
not. Yeah, old school, just kind of heavy metal band right now.
Okay,
But
yeah.
usually it's Texas country. But right now I'm kind of in a
Tool.
Tool
I
phase.
got to see them. That lead singer is a little weird, but I'm
Yeah,
telling you, the music is good.
Yeah, the music's good, but
Yeah.
we're kind of cliquish to say the least.
Yeah.
Tool fans.
Would you rather be able to time travel to the past or the future?
Past.
Past. I'm there with you. I don't want to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because then I'm like, okay, this is a surprise, right? But
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I guess past. Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. Would you change anything? You went back in the past?
probably not. Just to maybe see old friends, things
yeah,
like that.
people-
Yeah.
that's kind of what I was thinking. Morning person or a night owl?
Morning.
Morning. You have to be.
Yeah.
You're a coach. You're up at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and like when I'm not coaching, I like fishing, so I like earning my sunsets sunrises, all that stuff. So
Dogs or cats?
I remember this last year. I'm a dog person for sure. Even though I don't have one, if I had to get one, I'd
If
go.
you had to.
Yeah.
All right. What's your go-to snack? Oh, you got a go-to snack?
I guess not really.
Sunflower seeds. You know, no deal.
I'm not a big sunflower seed, even though I'm a baseball guy.
Yeah.
I'd probably say grapes. Believe it or not, grapes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some sort of fruit, usually.
All right. Favorite holiday, since we got lots of holidays coming
Thanksgiving. It's easy.
Easy?
Oh, yeah. I mean, great food. I mean, there's no, like Christmas, you got to buy gifts, all that stuff, and deal with crowds. Thanksgiving, it's just eat, football.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're going to try the no obligation Christmas this year. My kids are under no obligation to buy me any presents. Therefore, I'm under no obligation to buy them any presents. Well, that's only when they get to a certain age, Coach. You got younger.
Mine are young. I'll try it, though.
Yeah. When my kids were young, we did the Jesus rule. And people were like, what's that? He only got 3 presents, so that's all you get.
Yeah.
Now, my son figured it out quick, and he said, I'm going to get the 3 most expensive presents on my list, and that's what I want.
Sharp.
And I'm like, okay, well, I can't blame him. Good for him thinking that way. So I don't know. You know, kids are pretty resourceful these days and pretty creative, so I don't know that would work, but that's, you know.
That was pretty clever of him, though.
Yeah, I got to give it to him. Now, my daughter, on the other hand, she was complete opposite. She's like, I want an alarm clock and some slippers, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can afford that kind of Christmas. It's my son who wanted PS5 and all that stuff, and the latest gaming stuff, and it's like
that hurts.
Those, yeah. But when you make a coach's salary, you can afford those kinds of things.
Oh, absolutely,
because you guys make the big bucks, right?
Yeah,
all teachers
go work some extra camps.
Yeah,
something like that.
Just for fun. Yeah. It's not because you have to. Give me one word that describes yourself. Can you give me a word that describes yourself? That's always hard because I don't know if it's a one word.
Say loyal.
Yeah?
Yeah, sometimes to a fault, but yeah, loyal.
Okay. And I think that's lost these days, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so. I think because of the society we live in, right? Everything's instantaneous and we just jump from one thing to the other. But I think loyalty is a really big thing. That's old school. So
yes, sir.
Old school. You're not that old.
No. Yeah, I don't feel it at least. Yeah, I still feel like I'm getting, I got a couple of good years left in me.
Oh, yeah. A couple? Well, let's hope it's a little bit longer than that, Coach. But anybody you want to give a shout-out to before we let you go?
Just shout out to the RBs, O-line, just all of Raider Nation. Like I said, it's my second year here, and they've just embraced me, and couldn't be happier. So just, again, shout out to everybody.
Yeah, well, we appreciate all that you do, Coach, and we want to wish you good luck the rest of this season, and we'll see you in the spring for baseball. So we appreciate Coach David joining us here on Inside Raider Nation. We're going to talk to a few of those RBs as they come up for Inside Raider Nation, live from REDHORN. We'll be back right after this.
At Mercy Veterinary Hospital, we treat your pets like family. From the moment you walk in, you're greeted with a smile and a compassionate team. Our experienced technicians handle your pets with the care they deserve, and our veterinarians truly listen, advocate for your pet's health, and provide expert medical care. We offer everything from routine wellness and vaccines to internal medicine, soft tissue and orthopedic surgery, spays and neuters, dental procedures, and breeding support. Mercy Veterinary Hospital, compassionate care, expert medicine, and a team who truly cares. Call us today or visit our office off Ronald Reagan Boulevard in Leon.
now we're good. We're going to start down at the end, and we'll introduce yourself. First, last name, number, jersey, and your classification.
My name's Isaiah Ariano. My number is 44, and I'm a junior.
I'm Josh Park, number 21, and junior.
I'm Anthony Reyes, number 24, a senior.
Anthony. Can we call you Tony?
Tony, yeah.
Okay, we'll call you Tony today. All right. We're going to start with the hard questions because Josh said he wanted science questions or math questions, right?
Yeah, we'll do math.
Math? Okay, we'll stick with the math. We actually won't do that. We're going to ask you, what's the best thing about Friday Night Football? Isaiah, what's the best thing in your mind about Friday Night Football?
Just playing, I guess. Just watching my friends and just having fun, yeah.
Okay. What about you, Josh?
Probably just like going out there with my brothers, just like getting the experience with the student section and just playing overall.
All right, Tony, what are you going to miss about Friday Night Football?
Just the atmosphere, just like the crowd, the band, just like the environment.
Running out of the tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like it, is there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to have to be really loud for Bible this week, right? Because a little bit of a rivalry game.
A little bit.
A little bit? We're not going to give them any bulletin board material, right, that they can use. He's going to go do it out on the field. Who in this group, in the running back room, best dancer?
Josh, for sure.
Josh is surprised at you. No, you, Josh?
We're all pretty bad, probably.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Tony and Gold. Right, salsa moves.
I'll give it to Josh.
No, best celebration. Who's had the best celebration this
Probably
season?
Tony.
I don't even celebrate.
He doesn't hardly celebrate. He doesn't celebrate a whole lot, which is good. You don't want to get a penalty, right? Because then Coach Mann will be mad at you, right? Because I want to do that. What is one thing that you guys feel like is underrated that people may not understand about being a running back, right? Because it's not just about running the football. There's more to it. Coach David talked about a couple of things. But in your mind, Isaiah, what's one thing that you feel is important for maybe younger guys to understand as a running back that you're going to have to do?
I guess the mental aspect of it, too. So you're just going to get hit every play. And, there's more than just running the ball. You got to block and, understand the protection. So, like, who's coming up and who's going to be free and stuff like that. So, I guess that.
Okay. What do you think, Josh?
Kind of like what Isaiah said, just like, you still got to block, know all your keys, your assignments, just have good vision. But, like, you also get to, like, get the ball sometimes. And,
Yeah. All right, Tony, what do you think is most underrated thing?
They pretty much covered it, just like what Isaiah said, but, like, just like the body, like, you're getting hit constantly, like, every play.
Yeah.
And the blocking, like, you got to understand the schemes. Like, I bet if you ask, like, any receiver or, like, DB, like, hey, what's black or brown, what's hot and cold, like, they wouldn't really know, like, what's a read or, like, the different type of blocks you can do. You can cut block, you can fit them up, you can just, like, do a bunch of different things.
Most people think the position is a glory position, which you don't always get the football, but when you do, you got to perform, right? Mm-hmm. How sore are you after games? Like on a scale of 1 to 10?
Depends. I don't know.
Not this last game, because let's not bag on Chaparral too much, but there wasn't a whole lot of heavy hitting going on. Maybe the Georgetown game.
Georgetown, Belton.
Pretty sore?
Yeah, Cedar Park, a little sore,
Yeah. Okay. You ready for the tough questions? Josh is ready. He's been concentrating.
Yeah, let's go.
Been looking at my sheet over here, Josh? No?
Nah.
Would you rather never be late again or never forget anything? Never be late or never forget anything. That'd be wonderful. Which one would you rather, Josh?
Probably never be late.
Never be late?
So I look, you have good memory and like,
okay.
Every time I'm late, like Coach David gets on to me, but
a little too often.
Yeah. Just probably never be late.
Okay. Isaiah, would you rather be the most popular person in school or the smartest?
Smartest.
Smartest?
Smartest.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I asked Tony that question, but he's both, so, most popular and smartest. Right? And at the end, Tony, you're still going to speak some Spanish for everybody?
No.
Give her a shout out in Spanish?
No.
No? Reed is waiting. He's waiting. All right. Tony, would you rather live on Mars or under the sea?
I can breathe under the water.
You can live underwater, under the sea.
Probably underwater. Mars would probably be hot.
Yeah? I was thinking the same thing. All right. Josh, would you rather have to dance everywhere you go or sing every word you say?
Sing what now?
Sing everything you say. So you have to sing. Or would you rather have to dance everywhere you go?
Probably.
Because you're the best dancer in the group, obviously. So
I'll probably sing everything I say.
Can you do that right now?
I'm not going to do it, but you know.
If you had to choose.
If I had to, yeah.
Okay. All right. Isaiah, would you rather never use social media again or never watch TV or movies again?
Social media, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, social media.
You be without that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tony, would you rather be famous on TikTok or rich, but
Rich.
unknown? But
Rich
you're not
and
known.
I don't care.
You don't care? You just want to be rich. All right. Josh, would you rather only be able to text or only be able to call people?
Probably only be able to call because like texting people's like looking hassle. So
Okay.
I don't like. Actually, yeah, probably just call.
Okay. All right. Tony, just handed you $1 million. What's the first thing you're buying? Ooh. Tough one, isn't it? Raiders tickets?
Maybe. Probably like $1 million.
$1 million. I gave you $1 million.
Probably a house. Probably a car.
Car?
And just save the rest.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What are you buying, Josh? Get $1 million.
Probably just like save some up, invest maybe, and just give it to my family and just like buy a car too, I guess, or a house.
That's a good answer, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, Isaiah, you top those answers?
Definitely car. Yeah, the rest of my parents, I guess. But yeah, for sure, car.
Okay. All right. Tony, would you rather have a third ear or a third eye?
Probably. Where's the ear at? Is it just like?
It can be anywhere. I guess that does make a difference, right? You wouldn't want it on your neck or anything like that. But
Probably third eye. Give me more vision in the
you
hole.
see behind you and all kinds of stuff. All right. This is going to be fast. So we're going to go through these fast, and we're going to start, Isaiah, with you. You have to answer quick, rapid fire, kind of like when you have to think on your feet during a game. TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
TikTok. Oh, my fault.
Yeah?
All of us?
Only that? Okay.
Ooh, TikTok, Instagram. Quick.
TikTok.
TikTok? All right. Tony, pizza or burgers?
Burgers.
Pizza.
Burgers.
Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay. Let's see. Hoodie or jacket?
Hoodie.
Okay. Let's go. Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Sweet.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah. All right. Tony, you ready? Who's your celebrity crush? Ooh.
It's supposed to be fast.
All right, Josh. Who's your celebrity crush while Tony's thinking?
I'll go Megan Fox.
There you go. All right, Isaiah.
Madison Beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably Selena.
Okay.
Go Mavs.
All right.
Nuh-uh.
Favorite superhero, Tony?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Like Batman.
Batman?
Yeah. Batman.
Oh, got two Batmans. Favorite holiday?
Christmas. Because like my birthday is like right
Christmas?
Christmas, yeah.
Christmas. Everybody's Christmas. Coach David was Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving second, yeah.
Man, you get to eat.
Nah, I like Christmas better.
He's still Christmas?
Christmas,
Josh
for sure.
is like,
I'd be
he's
eating on
not
Christmas,
changing his
too.
mind.
I like Christmas.
All right. Best moment so far this season for each one of you so far?
I know like it wasn't like a district game, but that Liberty Hill win did feel really good, like winning in overtime.
Okay. What about you, Josh? Favorite moment from this season?
Probably scoring like the back-to-back touchdown against Connolly and seeing Tony like run all the way to the end zone, basically just celebrating.
running down the sideline. I think he ran faster down the sideline than he's ever run on the field. Probably. A little more excited. Nobody's chasing you, right?
Yeah.
All right, Isaiah, what about you? Favorite moment from the season?
Probably when I scored last week.
Okay.
Yeah, when I scored.
Yeah. All right. We appreciate you guys joining us here on Inside Raider Nation. We're going to start with Isaiah because we always go with the underclassmen. Leave Tony for last. Any shout-outs you want to give?
My parents, everybody around football, and coaches.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Shout out God, my family, Coach David, the O-line, and Raider Nation.
Shout out God, shout out my family, Coach David, all the coaches, Sonny, Reed.
And Reed Henson gets this shout out once again. It's a record because he keeps showing up every week. Just got to give him a shout out, right?
Yeah.
But first thing is we appreciate you guys joining us. Second thing is we want you guys to stay healthy and have a good rest of the season. But good luck against Leander on Friday. And as they say, run them up.
Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate you guys joining us.
Yes, sir.
We'll come back with more Inside Raider Nation right after this break. Welcome back to Inside Raider Nation, live from REDHORN Brewery and Roastery. We're going to look at our Players of the Week for this week against Chaparral. We'll start with the Teacher of the Week, Vicky Flam, and then Sports Med, Miranda Dean, and Elite Team Player of the Week, George Cabrera. We celebrate those guys and gals this week. And then we'll go to Special Forces on the Freshman Gold, Trace Tate, for the Freshman Gold, Special Forces Player of the Week. And then on the defensive side, David Gordon. And also we'll switch over to the offensive side. And all these will be on social media here after we finish with this. So Lucas Maples on the offensive side. And then the overall Freshman Gold Player of the Week was Jones Harmon. Always good to see the offensive linemen getting the Players of the Week. And then we'll transition over to Ari Garza, the Special Forces Player of the Week for the freshman and maroon team. Tough loss to Chaparral for those guys. They played extremely hard, but a talented Chaparral team. Noah Barnes on the defensive side had a very good game, and then Amari Dixon on the offensive side, so elusive in space. Future's bright for him. And then, of course, the overall Player of the Week, Nolan Jones, doing it on both sides of the football as a receiver and as a safety. So congratulations to the freshman Players of the Week on the maroon and the gold team. Then we'll go over to the JV Players of the Week, and we'll go to the Special Forces, Vish Palimi for JV. And then on the defensive side, Colton Harper for the JV team. And on the offense, they had to split this one between Zeke and Zach, as both those had great games on the offensive side for the Raiders. And then the overall Player of the Week was Wynn Wallace, QB at the JV level. And now we'll jump over to the Varsity Players of the Week. And Special Forces Varsity Player of the Week was Luke Fallis. Did a good job on special teams and also on the receiving side for the Raiders in their big win against Chaparral. And then the Defensive Player of the Week had a great game. I don't know how many tackles. Ethan Wallace says London Morgan, but yeah, we'll get that corrected. His last name's correct. And then on the offensive side, we'll have Daniel Rabarski come on up, get his belt. Got to help those offensive linemen. They don't know. They got to come get the belt. They got to get a little camera time. They've been enjoying the camera time. So we'll come up, see if he knows how to put that over his shoulder. We'll show him on the screen. Yeah, absolutely. There you go, just like that. Get you in the frame there. Daniel Rabarski, Offensive Player of the Week. Appreciate him. Good job. And then the overall Player of the Week. Bring it up another one of those offensive linemen, Mr. Ernesto Ramirez, overall Player of the Week. Nice switch there. Make sure the name's right. Reed keeping us on track. Appreciate that, Reed. Yeah, and there he is. Big Ernesto. We already saw him earlier, but great job up front. Appreciate you. Overall Player of the Week this week for the Rouse Raiders in their big 70-7 victory over Chaparral. So as we get to the last segment, we're able to talk to Coach Mann about the opponent coming up against Leander. Obviously a rival game, the Battle at Bible, as some media will call it. And we were able to talk to Coach Mann about that, and hopefully we'll see if we can't get that audio play here live. But we know on YouTube you'll be able to hear that. And but before we do that, after that we'll come back and we'll wrap things up from REDHORN. So we'll listen to that interview right now.
All right, here are our last segment, Coach. We're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming opponent. Very familiar, Leander. The Battle at Bible is what some are calling it. We just call it another football game against another opponent. But it's another meaningful game. Leander doing some good things. Let's say on the defensive side, because I know we got to start with defense first. On the defensive side, I mean, you're looking at some of their players, and they're very simple in how they operate, but they're effective. So what's it going to take for your defense to be successful?
Well, we're going to have to be assignment sound. You know, there's a lot different. This is probably one of the first and kind of ongoing in the next 3 weeks. We're going to see a lot more of the read game from the quarterback, a lot more quarterback involvement in the game planning than we've seen before, whether it's from scrambles, but, you know, design quarterback runs, zone reads, stuff like that. So you're starting to get into option football, right? And when you got to play option football, your eyes are so much everything. So, you know, we have to have responsible who's on dive, who's on quarterback, who's on the RPO or the pitch in this scenario. You know, and so it's about starting there and making sure, we're aligned correctly so that we can be successfully where we're supposed to be based on formations, and then taking our keys and responsibilities and executing them at a high level. And then they're still going to, everybody's going to throw the ball still. We've shown that, we've gotten better over the last couple of weeks, but we have had some weaknesses, so we've got to still cover up and make sure our eyes in the secondary are staying disciplined and not falling asleep. And, I always tell some of those corners, get great at being bored out there. I want you to be bored. I want them not to be able to throw at you, but you can't take a play off. So just doing those couple things will be huge for us on defense this week.
Well, do you think some coaches in those situations, when you have such, you got zone reads, you got RPOs, and a lot of pre-snap looks to confuse the quarterback because they're trying to read the defense and then trying to decide what to do. In the last minute, you're going to bail out. You may change the whole look. Does that complicate things more on the defensive side? Does it almost add a whole new scheme, if you will?
It just depends on your group. Sometimes it definitely can have some advantages to try to change the look or the read and what he's trying to key or not, but then you can't trick yourself in doing it, And, we've been a very attack-aggressive group, but you noticed the last couple of weeks we kind of had to get back to just being base and lining up and getting our eyes in the right spot. We're always going to have a couple of tricks up our sleeves, To me, when you're playing the option stuff, you got to be accountable for the dive, and then you got to get eyes on the quarterback now. And, if you're going to run him, let's see how well, my always goes. If you're going to run your quarterback, well, then he better be ready for a physical game because we're going to get hats on him.
Yeah, that's for sure on the defensive side, flying around to the football. On the offensive side, I mean, you have an offensive performance like you did against Chaparral. You come into this game, and I don't think it's really changing. I think it's maybe, there's going to always be different wrinkles that are going to be presented every week. But really, I think getting that run game going again, because we saw the big nasties. They got their due. We gave them a little bit of credit last week because they kept London clean for the most part. And, the run game got going. Even the twos that were in there, they love to run block. So is that going to be a key this week? I mean, to be balanced, is it going to be take what they give you type thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's when you as much RPOs and stuff that we run, it's back to you got to take what you give them. And I think London's done a great job of that this year. When there's certain sets that he recognizes and can see he can be more aggressive on than some others, he's got to understand I got to be patient here. He's starting to really see the game from such a deep level. when to take the check down throws, when to force it downfield, when do I need to make a play, can I just throw it out of bounds. So, for our offense, it kind of, obviously starts with him and the O-line. I think we got to run the ball. You got to be balanced in this league. I mean, if you're just going to go all on one side, we have, and we've been highly successful doing that. But, they're a 3-4 team. They've shown to be base 3-4, and so that's something we're familiar with. So, I mean, you always have some different wrinkles. How do they play their ends? Are they chasers? Are they sitters? And you got to kind of scheme up those things. But I definitely love where our offense has been this year. They put points on the board no matter who we played each and every week. So I don't expect anything less this week from them.
Yeah, whether it's been explosive plays, whether it's been those long drives. I mean, you've seen it both, and you've seen it all this season. I think it's just going to be a hard offense to stop. And, as good as their defense may be, they've got their hands full. Just with the way, the Coach Hayhurst and the offensive staff scheme things. Like I said, they do such a good job of picking those times to make those big plays. And you got London operating that offense. I mean, he's the general back there, and he's done a great job at getting that running game going, getting Tony going, getting Auburn in the attack. I mean, it's just pick your poison.
That's
and even
exactly
now,
right.
hey, you're throwing the tight ends in there. So we're seeing that. Logan Jolly's still running out looking for his first touchdown and first reception.
That's the only one we were like, man, we got to find a way to get Logan in the end zone pretty soon for sure. He's done such a good job for us this year. No, yeah, I mean, that offensive staff works really hard, and it shows the intelligence of our kids because, there's a reason why some teams don't do, and just like we talked about on defense, we kind of had to trim back and get back to the basics so that we can execute versus where our offense, it's like watching them install stuff and put things in. It's like, wow, it's super impressive how our kids can process and handle what we throw at them, and they do a great job. And, each week there's always new wrinkles and how do we get this same play but in a different look, a different formation because – again, if you get predictable, people can kind of start setting things and taking away your keys. And, we don't necessarily have that 6'5" giant to just throw it out there too and let them go make plays. So we do have to work hard. But you also have some talent with, Cohen May stepped in big time for us last week. Peters had a great season. You throw in Alfredo because he's got the track speed. And, like you said, Auburn, along with our tight ends, along with our running backs. And our running backs catch the ball so well in the backfield. So it's just it's a fun weapon of series to have and go execute with.
Yeah, we did Big Phil's Friday football fun fact, which say that 12 times and you'll get tongue twisted. But he said 12 different receivers have touched the ball, including the 12th receiver being London Morgan.
Yeah.
So your quarterback batting the ball to himself and
That's
catching
true.
it, which is a reception. And it's like, that tells you how this offense operates, and it's going to be hard to stop. So we're looking for a great game on Friday. A little bit different now as we close out the show, but we want to give you a chance to give some shout-outs, Coach.
I just appreciate A to Z adjusting their schedule so I can go watch Judson play tonight up at UMHB. So me and the wife are going to head out there to catch some of the UMHB JV game tonight. So I appreciate y'all being flexible with that. Shout out to Raider Nation. We need to come out, rock Bible. That's, it's kind of cool to get to go back to Bible Stadium. It was home forever and have a pretty good record in that stadium. So I want to keep that record going and then finish that thing out, and continue our streak there with Leander and try to make sure that stays intact. Just shout out to all of those that are staying behind us. And I appreciate all of the Booster Club and parents, man. They've been amazing this year, especially our main board. They've just helped so much, and the positivity that has come each and every week from our teams. Real proud of our JV freshman groups that are doing an outstanding job and just super excited and can't wait for what this week opportunities present.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time, and we'll see you on Friday at Bible.
Go Raiders.